Okay, here I am on the rather busy Tianyao in Xujiahui, and I'm going to take a random bus today. It seems like you guys quite like buses. The bus 71 was very popular, so I'm just going to pick a random bus that I know starts from the middle of Xujiahui, and that's bus 178. What we can see is the map. So we are at this end here, and I think it goes down south. I've translated some of those, and I think I've got a vague idea of where the bus goes, but this is basically a random journey. Hello. Ni hao. Interested in what I'm doing, I guess. And what we've got here, also useful, is this this timetable. So it's 11:14 right now, and we've got the 11:20 bus over there in the distance. So I'm going to hop on that one and see where it goes. You know, completely random, really. One of the things that I learned from the bus 71 trip is that buses still seem to be an environment where masks are kind of socially expected to be worn, so that's why I put the mask on. Right, I think we've got the driver here, and what I'll do is I'll get on the bus and show you how easy it is. He says, there you go, we just tap there and we're done. And all the buses that I'm aware of are 2 RMB, it's a flat fare. And we're off. It's actually a fully electric bus. I hadn't spotted that earlier. I was expecting the diesel to start up, but no, we are fully electric. Got the map there in Chinese of all the various destinations that we're going to. So there's the entire bus trip on the map. So it basically is going, you know, dead south. One thing I've noticed is that we are going via Longhua. So there's a temple, there's a pagoda there, and there's also the Botanical Gardens down here. So maybe I'll set the Botanical Gardens as my destination and get off and have a brief look around there. What we have over here is it's a rattly old bus. What we've got over here is the newly refurbished Xujiahui football stadium. It's not open yet, but they've been working on it for years. There you go, that's the Longhua Martyr Cemetary. We're not going past the pagoda, which is off over in that direction. You might just see it in the distance. We're alongside line 3 of the metro here. I think that's Lónghua Temple. So that you'll see this a lot in Shanghai, a lot of redevelopment going on. Something else, another building coming down. This is the modern development of specifically the AI area of Shanghai. We're sharing this route with the 958. I've certainly seen many of them. Actually, I'm going to get off here. Yep. I'm going to get off here because I think this is the closest place to the entrance to the Botanical Gardens. Right, thank you very much, 178. There he goes. There's a 956. And there's another 178 behind me. I think there's a long trip and a short trip. I noticed on the map there was like a big 178 which went further distance. Now you need to be careful when crossing the roads because of all of these bikes. The entrance to the Botanical Gardens used to be right here. In fact, it used to be this area here, and that is the entrance. I recognise it. Now, I think what this is saying is you need to go this way to get into the entrance. I certainly recognise this is exit and that's doorway. So, and this is garden. I'm hoping they've got a different temporary entrance, but I may be totally out of luck and it's not open at all. Let's have a look. Which is it? Right, I've just put all my details down and then I've just been let straight in. So no tickets, no cost. So that's quite nice. There's the temporary entrance. And there we have the start of the park. we're actually probably a little bit late if we're here to see the blossom. You can see the majority of it is now on the floor. There are some tickets to get into some of the specialised garden, so that's into the conservatory number 2. It's quite a nice scene with the blossom and the waterside. Pinyin garden navigation map. I think it's another specialised area that requires a ticket. Let's just have a quick look inside over the fence. So here's the entrance. Usually it's up here, I believe, and we came in and went this way past the conservatories, and we're now going to go down here and back out again. I'm not going to do the whole park. This is another ticketed area to go inside, and we have a little bit of photos for weddings. And there's another wedding session going on. Understandable with all the blossom about. So a super quick visit to the Botanical Gardens, a little bit south of Shanghai, and here we are coming out, and I'll see if I can pick up bus 178 to get us back maybe to Longhua. Got 178 there, and then there's the 178 big bus as well, which I think is the one that goes a little bit further and the one that we want. There goes the 720. Same style. They're all these sun wind buses. I think that's the same style. You can see from the number plate that's green, that means it's fully electric. Some of the bus stops I've noticed have got this e-paper. I guess that's for lower power consumption. And what we've got is, let's see, we've got the 178 here at 12.25. It's currently 12.19. So yeah, you can see the extension of the 178 big there. So you recognise these characters as the end of the line for 178. The 178 big has got these extra ones. Here's the 178 coming in. Actually, that's a 178. That's not the 178 big. Right, that was lucky. That's the 178, which should theoretically have come in after the 178 big. So you've got to keep an eye on these specials. Okay, so there's the 178 big. As I showed you before, you just need to tap there, 2 RMB. Oh, this is a busy bus. That's a different style of bus as well. So I'm going to get off here.
We are arriving at Shanghai
Right, there goes 178 big. It got off here because it's the closest stop to where the Longhua Martyrs area is. That bus didn't go exactly the same route as the earlier bus did, so I wasn't able to get right very close to the Martyrs area, but it's just up here. There we have the pagoda in the distance, and they constructed this square in front of it over quite a long period of time. Took them 2 or 3 years. So the area used to be quite open and easily accessible from all sides, and I noticed they've kind of walled it in and created this single entrance doorway, and it's another one with QR codes, which hopefully means I can just put in data and get in. Anyway, you should be able to see the pagoda there, and then there's the temple over to the right. It's supposed to be one of the oldest and best preserved temples in Shanghai. It wasn't free, but it was only 10 RMB and super easy digital payment. Had to leave my name at the door, but no phone number, and it was only foreigners doing that, I noticed. But there you go. So there's the pagoda. You can't actually go up it, I'm pretty sure about that. And then here's the temple. I'm not going to video too much in the temple. I'm always a bit concerned about religious sensitivities, but I'll at least take us to the door, show you some of the temple there. So I would say they've actually done quite a good job here. Certainly the temple is looking in a much better way than it was, I don't know, the last time I was here, probably 3 or 4, 5 years ago, but it's looking pretty good. It's well kept. So with the smell of incense in the air, that was a fairly brief stop at the temple. One of the things to note about the Longhua Temple is that, you know, if you've watched Empire of the Sun and you know when Jim and everybody is taken to an airstrip to act as a human shield for it, which I believe they filmed in Spain, and there was a pagoda in the film as well. It was actually here that they were referring to. There was an airstrip here over in that direction. That was the first airstrip in Shanghai, and it's totally gone now. There's just a road over the runway now, but it's just an interesting point to note. Highly recommend anybody to watch Empire of the Sun to learn a little bit about Shanghai history. It was made in 1987, and it was the first film that the Chinese allowed after the revolution, so it's a historic document within itself. So Steven Spielberg did a good job with that one. But it's just interesting to note that the Longhua area is linked to that movie. Now the other place that we'll visit is the Martyr Cemetary, which is quite a nice park and gardens, and it's just through this way. So hopefully it's all open and I can just walk in for free. Yep. So that's good. So you can see the pagoda is just over there. There's a visitor centre for this area, and we go through this rather grand entrance into the park proper. The reason the Martyr Cemetery is so busy at the moment is that it's the Qingming Festival on Wednesday this week, which I think is the 5th of April. It's roughly translated as the Tomb Sweeping Day, where you go to your ancestors' graves and clean them up and pray. This main building has a lot of details inside it. We won't go in there today. And then there's these various grand statues around this quite large park. I'm gonna guess they're about, what are they, 6, 7, 8? Maybe a tiny bit older. And then there's a little bit more detail of some of these grand statues that they have here. There's some details for it. Around the back of that main pyramid building is this sculpture, which I've always thought was quite wonderful, quite an interesting sculpture, quite evocative. Not all parks in Shanghai allow it, but here indeed it is fine to walk on the grass. There is no restriction here. And here we have the actual graveyard area of the park, kind of tucked down near the back. I'm doing this at a distance because I want to be respectful. However, it's also kind of worth capturing, I felt, just seeing that there's a school class here, obviously doing some kind of dedication. I don't know the details, obviously. So I hope I was respectful enough back there. It's difficult to tell, to get the judgment right between, you know, showing people a little bit of life here in Shanghai, but also making sure that you're not being disrespectful in any way. I hope I got the balance right. I'm sure I'll be told in the comments if I didn't. We appear to have a bus of some military officials just arrived. So the Martyrs Park is just there, there's the Longhua Pagoda there, and from a public transport perspective we've got the entrance to line 11 of the metro just there, which is the way I'm going to go back home, but I just wanted to let you know of the other options to get here. Line 11, exit 2 of the metro. At this station it goes off to line 12 over there. This is probably the darkest station I've ever been in. I don't know whether they're trying to be artistic with lighting this, which I was kind of guessing might relate to the pagoda or Martyr Cemetary, but I can't see it immediately myself. But yes, it's so dark here. Now, line 11 is one of the deepest. We've already been on 2 escalators, and then here's a third down to the final platform. So just 2 stops for us to get to Xujiahui, so the swimming centre and then Xujiahui. We are busy today. Now I'm running pretty low on money on the card there. There's the armed guards going in with some money, I guess. This is a new entrance, 18 in the Xujiahui metro station. It's next to this big construction site, which is the tallest building in Puxi. I think it's called ITC3. And another part of that construction is the link they're obviously putting in for pedestrians between a couple of the sites here in the middle of Xujiahui. So that was the bus 178 video down to the Botanical Gardens, which is half closed at the moment, but it is free. And then we also came back on the 178 big bus to the Longhua Pagoda and also the Martyr Cemetary, whilst there was the Qingming festival going on, which is a tomb sweeping festival which goes on for about a month. You go to your ancestors' graves, clean them up, have a quick prayer, etc, etc. Okay, hope you enjoyed that one, and join me on the next one. Bye-bye.